Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Newsflash, folks, breaking news. Your president is a complete moron. Wee wee. We interrupt this broadcasting with breaking news. Joe Biden is a moron. Now back to your scheduled programming. I just don't know how to say it anymore. I don't know how to say it. This guy or the administration that controls him as the little puppet that he is are either just so incompetent, so clueless, so ignorant to be saying the things that they're saying and doing the things that they're doing, or they're just straight up corrupt and evil and they just don't care. Both of which are frankly equally as stupid, because they're both gonna lead to the same result: the total collapse of the Democrat Party moving forward. And friends, it's happening. I don't know how much longer people are going to endure this. Your average American, your average normal person isn't dumb. I mean, not everybody's an Einstein, not everyone's a 200 IQ mega genius furiously typing on Reddit. Actually, the president doesn't control gas prices, right-wing chud. Fact check, false. Not everyone is a Reddit genius, but most people are smart enough to realize when somebody is full of crap. And folks, the verdict is in. The American people have decided that Joe Biden is full of crap. And it's very simply because he is. Man, oh man, this guy, this administration has my brain spinning as they continue to cope, as they continue to push this nonsense propaganda and all these ridiculous, completely dishonest talking points on the issue of energy and oil. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on as the Biden administration finds itself in trouble once again. And let's talk about why it's probably not going to end too well for them. We've got some stuff to get into, friends, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so the question I'm asking myself is, who's to blame? Whose fault is it? Who should we be angrily pointing our finger towards? Well, if you've been listening to Joe Biden, I mean, that finger's just going all over the place. First it was Donald Trump's fault, then it was Putin's fault. Of course, during this entire time, during nearly 2 years of rising gas prices, it was certainly never Joe Biden's fault. He kept claiming over and over again, I can't do anything to affect oil prices. I'm just the wee president. Then as gas prices started to come down, well then all of a sudden, oh, that was Joe Biden's incredible work on reduction in energy costs. Now as gas prices are going back up, Joe Biden seemed to reverted to his default stance that it has nothing to do with him. It's Vladimir Putin's fault again, I guess. But of course, the whole blaming Putin thing fell pretty flat last time. So this time, Joe Biden's new strategy is blaming US oil companies. Take a look at this.
My message to the American energy companies is this: you should not be using your profits to buy back stock or for dividends. Not now. Not while a war is raging. You should be using these record-breaking profits to increase production and refining. Invest in America for the American people. Bring down the price you charge at the pump to reflect what you pay for the product.
First of all, Joe, I don't know who you think you are, telling any company what they should or should not be doing with their profits. Secondly, you're full of it. Expanding production and expanding refining capabilities. Who the hell does this guy think he is? Him and all of his Democrat cronies are the reason why there's a production and refinage shortage in the United States. I mean, he's essentially declared war on the oil industry. And of course, after doing that, here he is pointing the finger at the oil industry. This guy's a complete psychopath. How about you start handing out those oil drilling permits, you absolute goofball? How about in all of your fancy trillion-dollar spending packages, even your most recent infrastructure spending package, you had something about expanding infrastructure, I don't know, within the domain of increasing refining capabilities? No, of course not. Joe Biden's going to continue to waste hundreds of millions of dollars on solar panels or some nonsense like that, because of course, as we know, they did a great job with solar panels during the Obama administration. This guy is full of it, and frankly, it's the whole regime that's full of it. Here's a great example of that, coming straight from American Pravda, Karine Jean-Pierre.
Thank you, Karine. So you're asking oil companies to further lower gas prices. What makes you think that they are going to listen to an administration that is ultimately trying to put them out of business?
How is the administration trying to put them out of business?
Well, they produce fossil fuels, and this president says he wants to end fossil fuel.
What makes you think that oil companies are going to listen to an administration that is ultimately trying to put them out of business? How is this administration trying to put them out of business? They produce fossil fuels and Biden says that he wants to end fossil fuels. She then immediately looks shocked and tries to pivot. But hello, we have the receipts.
No more drilling on federal lands. No more drilling, including offshore. No ability for the oil industry to continue to drill, period.
These people are full of it. You don't get to take credit when prices go down and absolve yourself of any culpability or responsibility when prices go up. That's exactly what they're doing, though, of course. Look what Biden Chief of Staff Ronald Klain said.
Well, Lawrence, look, I do think prices are high. We need to bring them down. And you covered earlier the fact that one thing the president did was tackle a price problem that really pinches Americans, which is the price of gas.
Claiming that Biden has tackled gas prices, even though gas prices are double today what they were 2 years ago. Excuse my French, but you didn't tackle shit. These people are full of it. All they do is play politics. And that's exactly what they're doing here, once again with this Strategic Petroleum Reserves release, which is nothing but a political ploy ahead of the midterms to benefit Democrats. I mean, there can't possibly be any other explanation. Oh wait, what's this? I'm getting word that Joe Biden was asked this question earlier today, and he had a very strong argument against that claim. Let's take a look at what Joe Biden had to say.
What is your response to Republicans who say you are only doing this SPR release because to help Democrats in the midterms?
Where have they been the last 4 months? That's my response.
Well, there you have it, folks. That certainly clears it all up now, doesn't it? I am just so sick of Western liberals. And yes, it's Western liberals. And frankly, I'm not going to call them liberals. I'm not going to call them Western liberals. I am so sick of these friggin' commies. That's what they really are. And their new liberal world order as they play with our lives, play with our freedoms, play with our livelihoods. These friggin' globalist puppet masters who are essentially taking control of our hands, curling our hand up into a fist, grabbing our forearms and hitting us in the face over and over again and asking us, why are you hitting yourself? Please stop hitting yourself. We don't want to see you get hurt. You're doing it. It's you. You're the ones who shut down our economies, destroyed our businesses, destroyed our supply chains, got in the way of domestic energy production, created this massive inflation crisis, and the entire time you were even admitting it, talking about a reset of capitalism, a global reset, viewing the pandemic as an opportunity for a global reset. We're onto you. We've been onto you. Now regular people are even waking up and seeing what's going on here, and they're just playing it off as if it has nothing to do with them, nothing to see here, folks, nothing going on here. We can see you for exactly who and what you are. No one is playing your game anymore. No one's buying it. Joe Biden seems to be the vessel. He's the puppet. To be honest, that might have been one of the biggest flaws of their entire plan, being stuck with this invertebrate as their messenger, because clearly the whole thing's falling apart. Nobody is buying their crap anymore. Joe Biden can point the finger in whatever direction he wants. He can continue to blame everybody else but himself. He can continue to lie and push whatever propaganda nonsense he wants. At the end of the day, no one's buying it anymore. Nobody is that stupid. Well, okay, I won't say nobody, because clearly there are millions of active users on Reddit every single day. But anyways, most people aren't stupid enough to buy this crap because it's obvious who the bad guys are. It's obvious who got us into this mess in the first place. And boy, oh boy, mark my words, the next couple of election cycles across the Western globe are going to be a massive referendum against these globalist communists. That's really what they are, technocratic communists. And I just have to say that, I have to believe that, because the alternate outcome, the alternate reality, is one that I'm not exactly psychologically willing to accept unless I'm forced to, even though we've been living it over the last however many years. I don't know, I guess conclusion is the Brandon regime continues to be the Brandon regime. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel if you guys are up for it. I'm gonna get back to work. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.